Hi Scorpio, I hope all is well. This is your weekly reading for April 10th to the 16th, 2017. Same Crux Ansate spread as usual, but I'm using the Masonic Tarot deck. With the Masonic deck, the meanings of the cards are a little different, but I'm just going to intuitively pull whatever message I can off of it based on the images that I see. With these cards though, however, they're not like the Orisha deck that have pictures. They have more of just the symbol with not many detail, unless they're like a major arcana card. Okay, so I'm just want to try out something different for you. Okay, all right, let's move on with your reading. Alright, Scorpio, so for your starting point, you have the Five of Mallets. Unlike the Rider-Waite deck, where the Five of Mallets represents the earth energy, okay? So this is not fire, represents earth. Alright, so mallets represent working very hard. This also has to do with collective work, like you working in groups of people, etc. Okay, separate from the meaning of the card, I'm just going to pick up what I can get off of it for you. For the starting point, I feel like you are having some kind of issue in terms of like cooperation with people at work. Okay, so if you do not feel like you're getting the right answers to some kind of problem in your life right now, people are not really working with you. And I also feel like you have somebody that's complaining towards you, and it could be an earth sign that's complaining towards you, because in this deck malice represents earth. Okay, so you have an earth sign person that is complaining to you, possibly about why they haven't received money that you were supposed to give them, or vice versa. Or you're frustrated with this earth sign person because they're not communicating with you or someone else that you know, and it's causing you some kind of stressful situation in your mind. You possibly are not getting any sleep with this. Okay, so it could have something to do with someone also not being very well, and this keeping you up at night. And it could be an earth sign that's not feeling well that's keeping you up. It could actually be your child, is what it feels like, a Taurus child, or another earth sign person that is in your energy that's not doing so well on the health front. But I do feel like in terms of communication, because it is a mallet, so it has to do with your work. So it does feel like there's an earth sign person that's not working very well with you, is what it feels like to me. Okay, in your second position, you have what you're waiting on. You have more mallets. Okay, so what I see here, you have a lot of earth, and you have a lot of earth and air going on here for the start. Okay, so for what you're waiting on, you have the Four of Mallets here. Like I said, you are waiting on someone's communication. They may be taking a lot of time, but I feel like they're tired. They may be pregnant. They're not feeling good, etc. Okay, and with this, I feel like this person is dealing with postpartum. So maybe there's an earth sign person around you that's dealing with postpartum depression. I know that has to do with, after you have a kid, there's some kind of emotional detachment possibly from the child or something like that. If not an earth sign person, I do feel like there's some kind of, if you do have children, there is some issue going on with a child. Okay, so maybe whereas for your starting point, if you do have children, something about the child, maybe they may be autistic, and you're worried about them not communicate, like, how are they going to grow up? Are they going to be okay in terms of their communication with other children, with other adults, etc. So that's kind of like, I feel like you're trying to go into like a doctor's office and you're asking them questions. Okay, like, what should I do with my child? What's going to work for them? Okay, if not a child, I said you do have something here, whereas a person is, if that's not health, I feel like on the work front they're not communicating. I feel like you feel their work ethic is not the greatest. Okay, you feel like that this person could do better, is what it feels like, and they could be earth sign people. So you're waiting for their work ethic to bump up. You could be a boss, you could be their supervisor, etc. If not them, maybe it's you that need to bump up your work ethic, and people are constructively giving you constructive criticism at work, is what it feels like to me. Okay, or if you're the boss, you're doing this to someone. All right, in your third position, in your present, you have the Three of Mallets. Okay, more earth, more earth, more earth. Okay, so with the Three of Mallets, I do feel like someone is doing better, like I said, with the communication. You are gaining communication with this person, and I feel like they are telling you the truth as to why they haven't been communicating with you. So it feels like where you were in the dark, now something has been coming to light. Now you understand why they haven't been around, why they haven't been talking to you, etc. Okay, and now I feel like now that this person has been communicating with you, you now know what direction to go in, is what it feels like to me. Okay, so with this, I do feel like you're like working on next steps. What should you do? Like, what next steps should you do? What should they do, etc. So it feels very worky to me. It feels like a work environment where someone may have had to leave a job suddenly, is what it feels like, and now you're trying to bring someone new in, and you're training them, or you're the new person that's coming in and you're getting trained, and you're observing someone else getting trained at work because of something. Someone could have left a job and someone else had to come in to take over somebody else's position. Okay, in your fourth position in your future, you have the Two of Mallets. Okay, so this could be actually you with someone else. It could be, like I said, with an earth sign person. Okay, because you do have a lot of earth here. I do feel like you are interesting. You could be witnessing this person getting engaged, is what it feels like to me. So you could be witnessing someone tying the knot with someone else, is what it feels like. But I feel like you're more like on the outside looking into this. Because it said getting, like, I'm not sure if it's really you or you're proposing. I feel like you're seeing someone else getting engaged and they're like getting remarried, or someone around you is getting remarried, is what it feels like to me. If not that, I feel like you're engaged in another job, another position. Maybe you had to leave one. Maybe you had to leave a new job. Or it also feels like to me, not necessarily leaving a job, but I feel like your position in that job changed, and that's why you're training someone new that's coming in because someone else left, is what it also feels like. And now here in the future, maybe it's only you and two other people, or you are, it could be a situation where like there is one boss and maybe there's like 3 or 4 co-workers, and maybe one of the 4 co-workers left, so now there's only 3. And now for some reason, maybe there's a one part, like if you work in a department store or like one part of a department, and now it's only you and 2 people in that one department. It could be because the third person left, if that makes any sense, and you're trying to work out a situation there. So so for the most part, it feels like a very work-oriented week for you, Scorpio. Okay, in your 5th position, your instincts, you have the Ace of Mallets. Okay, so I do feel like this job, I feel like that you were in, where people kept coming in and leaving, it's not working. Or you're using your instincts and saying, maybe this is not right for me, maybe I shouldn't be here, is what it feels like to me. Maybe it's time for me to move on to another job, a new position that's going to pay more, that's not going to be so sporadic in terms of, okay, I just met this person today, why are they leaving? I need them here, is what it feels like to me. Okay, so it feels like some instability in terms of what's going on around you on the work front. If this is at home, because I just heavily feel work with this, but if this is at home, I feel like you're in a relationship where someone is kind of like up and down with you all the time, and it's like they're not opening up to you. They may be arguing to you a lot about a child, is what it feels like. They may be arguing to you about not working, and that's why you're having to defend yourself to this person as to why you need to leave this job. Okay, like I said, you're now finding out about someone's reason for not communicating with you, and for some reason their communication is going to help you with your partner in some way. Okay, help you and your partner move on to another level now that this other person has made something more clear to you, is what it feels like to me. So it feels like a 3-person situation here, whereas you have this person that maybe they're the ones holding your paycheck, and you and your other coworker are waiting on this person, is what it feels like to me. If not that, you and your spouse are at home waiting on communication from an earth sign that kind of went ghosts on you for a minute, is what it feels like to me. Okay? In your sixth position, as for your accomplishment, you have the Nine of Swords. Okay, interesting accomplishment to have, but I feel like this was much needed in terms of because remember, the energy, I'm intuitively reading these, so they don't necessarily represent, you know, what the card, the images of the card necessarily, or even the number. But with this, I do feel like you're doing well in communication with other people. You could be communicating with an air sign like an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini about a job, or even about earth sign individual in your life right now, but the communication is clear. Okay, so it's a 9, so it means that you're almost there to finding out, okay, what actually happened here, why did they end up in the hospital, why did they lose their job. Okay, so you're at a 9 here with figuring out what is really going on, because swords represent communication. So I do feel like someone is coming in clearly expressing to you what the real deal is in terms of communication. All right, so it just feels more a communication situation going on there, whether that be in work or your family life. Excuse me. Okay. In your seventh position, you have your spiritual self. Okay, you have the Eight of Swords here. The Eight of Swords is there's some kind of situation where you may feel a little bit spiritually drained. All right, and I feel like you may feel like maybe you're not getting enough. If you pray, you're not getting enough time during the day to do so, because you have a lot going on here. I mean, maybe you feel like your life kind of turned upside down a little bit because of a person. One person in particular is what's causing you to feel a little bit unstable. So that's why maybe you feel like you need to pray for them. Maybe you need to like meditate for their situation. I feel more so you helping this person than anything, and it definitely, I feel like, has to do with someone who is younger than you. It could be your child, like I said, or it could be just be another it could be an earth sign person that that you haven't been hearing from in a while, and you're very worried about them. All right, but I feel like you have been getting dreams about this person, or people who have already crossed over have been giving you signs as to what to expect based on the communication you received from the person that you felt like disappeared and did not communicate with you. Okay, in your eighth position, you have your mentality. You have the Two of Swords here. The Two of Swords represents ideas. So you could have some new ideas going on with two people. Like I said, there's a Two of Mallets here. So I feel like this could be you and your partner, you and your earth sign partner, you and your air sign partner, making plans as to how to move forward after having gotten some kind of communication. I do feel like you're trying to move, possibly. Maybe you're going to move to a new location. Maybe you just don't feel comfortable where you are anymore, and maybe there's this need to travel to see someone. This also represents traveling. Okay, with this, it could even be like night travel, night plane, having to take late night plane rides, like a red eye or something, to get to someone, is what it feels like. If not that, I do feel like this person could also live very close to you. They could be driving distance away from you, is what it also feels like. So for your mentality, I feel like transportation, moving quickly, getting someone else's help, is what it feels like in terms of moving very quickly based on a work situation or a family situation. Okay, in your third position, I mean not your third, I'm sorry, in your ninth position, you have what's changing. You have the Ace of Swords. So there's some kind of change in communication. There even is some kind of change in terms of ideas. Something, your idea, the way you thought about something is changing. Okay, so this could even be like a spiritual view, whereas maybe your dreams weren't making any sense, or somebody else's dreams weren't making sense, but now I feel like now they are. Maybe something occurred that made their dreams pretty much come true. Okay, maybe they were hoping to get something. Maybe they were hoping to have a child because they've been having dreams about a child. Maybe they've been dreaming about there's some kind of yeah, their dreams definitely manipulated, had a huge meaning in their life, and I feel like they may have expressed that to you, but it wasn't making any sense, but now it is. So that's what's changing. Now you're making sense of either your dreams or theirs. Okay, is what it feels like to me. Very spiritual. In your 10th position, you have the Knight of Gold here. The Knight of Gold represents fire energy in this deck. Okay, and with this, it could be a fire sign. Yes, a fire sign that could be bringing in money to you based on It could even be like a will, where someone was waiting on money to come in on a will, and now it's finally coming in. I feel like they maybe even be communicating with you in the morning about this. You could be getting paid early in the day is what it feels like to me. And also, I'm getting something with a train also. Something to do with a train. All right, so maybe there was some kind of maybe there's a need to take the train to this job. Maybe you don't like taking the train, but I don't know where everybody lives necessarily, but where you are, there is a train, and I feel like maybe that's why you need to move, or maybe you need to move closer to a train, or maybe there's a need to take a train to get to someone. That's what I also feel too. It could even be a job. That's what it feels like. Okay, a new job that you need to take the train to. I feel like you had a car at one point, but maybe the car needs to get fixed, and that's why you have to take the train. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Okay, that concludes your reading, Scorpio. Happy Easter to those who observe the holiday. If you have any personal questions, concerns, or would just like a private reading, please email me at hassaniife777@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you always. May many blessings come your way, and have an awesome week. Take care, Scorpio. Bye.